to all the graduates, family, friends, staff, and faculty of Medix. Thank you for spending your afternoon to celebrate our success and relief of finally finished our program. I was fortunate to be part of an MOAD program, which was part of 2 classes, and I was in the MOA 1 class. When the company I was working for closed, I found myself without a job, without the proper skills to get a new job, and being in my 30s and needing to remake myself. It took me several months of self-reflection to figure out what I might want to do. Many of us came to Medix with the same simple goal, to improve our lives for ourselves and family, and my dream was no different. With the encouragement of my husband and amazing family, I set back to school. I remember the first day thinking I would meet early, and I showed up to a classroom full of people. I almost crawled over J. Dean to get to the first empty seat I could see, and it was, of course, the dreaded seat in the first row by the light switch. Don't get that way. This made me automatically take on the job of light girl, and for some people, you sat in the dark a little too much, too often. I spent 2 months in that spot before I was able to retreat further back, and ended up spending the rest of my time with Ashley and Barb. The first module for me seemed so overwhelming. I felt like I was drowning. Underwater, looking up, being able to see the top of the water, but not being able to reach it and catch my breath. Much like kindergarten, our first week we learned to count to 10 and colors of medical language. We moved on to learn about the different systems, diseases, diagnostic tests, lots of spelling, and a lot of medical abbreviations. But if you think being dropped into a class of 30 strangers, learning a new language, and how the body functions isn't enough, why not throw in at least a test every week and a daily relationship with Mr. Cortez Peters? Some of you are wondering, who is this Cortez Peters? Well, it's a computer program that makes you type like a mad person, won't let you correct your mistakes, and then frustrates you when you don't meet the mark, all under the guise of helping you learn how to type quickly and accurately. He beat some of us up, discouraged others, and he made many people's blood pressure increase as we all tried to get our timings so we could move on to the next level. I think we can all agree that we will be happy never to have to type another Cortez Peters typing test in our life. The class dwindled in size as we saw other groups leave to go on their placements. It was always encouraging to hear other students come back and share their experience about what it was like in the real world and what type of work they were doing. We continued to learn tricks to remember hundreds of new medical abbreviations. We shared our personal stories. We watched some really gross medical movies and procedures that Mrs. Knight could just find out anywhere. And we loved any chance to have a pop-up. Our teachers were amazing. Thank you, Mrs. Knight, Mrs. Hebert, Mrs. Robbins, Ms. Myra, Mr. Barrington, Ms. Ali, and Jeanette for all of your hard work. For believing in us when we didn't believe in ourselves. For encouraging and helping us so that we could complete the program, for investing in each one of us and our future. What an incredible group of instructors who made us laugh, stretch our brains, made learning interesting, and helped to prepare us to be the best MOAs we could be. For my externship, I was placed at Grand River Hospital on the inpatient surgical floor, and boy, was that an eye-opening experience. My externship landed up being like a 240-hour job interview. Eager to put my new knowledge to use, I quickly found out it wasn't so much about what I had learned at school from my textbooks, but it was about being professional, having a good attitude, and working hard. After my externship, the surprise is gone. I was hired to continue my journey at Grand River with the surgical team. I can say it is hard work, but for the first time in my life, I love my career. The year I spent at Medix was one of the most amazing years of my life. I learned so much, but it was the relationships that have meant the most. You go to school to learn things from books, but for some of the best lessons, you don't find them in books. You learn it from the people around you. Thank you to my instructors, classmates, sloppy Joe girls, and family for 1 year of unconditional support. This might seem like the end of our journey, but really it's just the beginning. Let me leave you with a quote from Jimmy Iovine, and it says, "That diploma you hold in your hands today is really just your learner's permit for the rest of the drive through life. Remember, you don't have to be smarter than the next person. All you have to do is be willing to work harder." I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and much success wherever you go. Thank you.